Good morning. Have you ever heard the quote, the most important factor of survival is neither intelligence nor strength, but adaptability? Adaptation is one of the most essential factors in survival and is a unique occurrence for every single organism.
And that's why today we'll be exploring 5 different organisms as well as their adaptations.
But before we get into all of that, we first have to understand what adaptation is, to truly capture the essence of the video.
By definition, adaptation is the act of changing something to make it suitable for a new purpose or situation. Even in humans' everyday life, we adapt all the time to new environments.
For example, we change our behavior to well suit the new friend group to fit in.
In this video, we are going to talk mainly about 3 types of adaptation: anatomical, physiological, and behavior.
First, anatomical adaptations. It refers to the changes of physical or structural changes within the animal to fit in with its new environment.
Next, we have physiological adaptations, which involve intracellular, metabolic, and biochemical adaptations within an organism's body.
Okay, lastly is behavioral adaptation, which is the behavior of an animal that has developed or changed over time to increase their chances of survival.
Okay, so now that we have a general mutual understanding of all the concepts that we'll be covering in the video, let's get started! So the first organism we're going to be talking about is the dog, which in this case is the Alaskan Malamute. His name is Louie. So his physiological adaptation is that he drools more the hotter the temperature gets. So this is most prominently seen in dogs that come from colder regions because they tend to have thicker fur. So what happens is that when there's a heat increase, their tongue lolls out of their mouth and swells, and this allows an increase of surface area of the tongue, which allows more heat to escape, and with it, drool escapes as well.
Moving on to our second animal, I'll be focusing more on an animal of different adaptations. This is a house cat. Now, a house cat, while seemingly innocent and frail, actually has a lot of instincts that can keep them to survive in the wild. One of them is being hissing. This is a form of behavioral adaptations, in which, similar to a snake, a cat will hiss when it feels threatened by a predator or a foe or a threat, basically. Now, what it does is that it will release air from its mouth to show off its fangs. You may not see it from here, but he has a lot of fangs. This, in hope, will deter any potential predators that it deems threatening. Lastly, it's important to note that a cat will only hiss when it feels scared or threatened. So when a cat hisses at us, it's also important that we do not act in an aggressive way, or else, it can attack us.
Next is Mimosa boudica, or known as shame plant or humble plant. It is a plant that has an interesting physiological adaptation where it closes or it bends its leaves, which is stimulated by touch. So here we have the plant itself. When my hand comes in contact with the leaves of the plant, it will stimulate release of electrolytes such as chlorine and potassium ion, where water would move out of the cell through osmosis, and it will decrease the turgor pressure in the cells. With the decrease of turgor pressure in the cells, the leaves would start to fold because the water itself is what maintains the turgor pressure.
Here I have Inocyte geophilia, a type of mushroom. Now, like most mushrooms, they reproduce through spores. Now, these spores are actually dispersed through these gills at the bottom of the cap. Now, these are actually a form of an anatomical adaptation because as the mushroom matures, the gills open up below the cap, allowing for a wide surface area for the production and dispersing of the spores. So this allows for a higher likelihood of the survival of the species, as it allows the mushroom to spread more spores into the area.
Next is house lizard known as cicak in Indonesia. It has the ability to cut off their tail as a defense mechanism. This is called autotomy. When a lizard is in danger, it tightens a certain muscle to break a part of its tail, leaving the tail behind as a distraction for the predator. This gives the lizard a chance to run away safely and left the predator with the tail only. The lizard can then grow a new tail over time. It's like a clever trick that helps them survive in the wild.
Okay, so now that we have reached the end of our video, we hope that you've learned something new. Thank you for watching.